Hello, everyone. Thursday, December 20th, 2018. Of course, yesterday was New Comic Book Day, which means right now today is New Comic Book video time. Really nice week for comic books, so we're going to jump right into them. First one we have up is Teen Titans number 25. Haven't read this yet, but someone told me that this is an origin story for Crush, so I hope it is because I want to learn a little bit more about this character. Keeping with the holiday theme, which we've done the last couple of weeks because I love Christmas covers, this is Catwoman number 6. Sitting in front of the full moon, got the little festive Christmas hat on, holding an ornament. Really like that cover. Garth Ennis and Aftershock with a storyline that I'm really enjoying, which is A Walk Through Hell. This is number 6. Not going to end well for those jumpers right there. There's that. From Image, Hardcore number 1. Image is putting out some pretty good storylines lately, so I'm really anxious to read this one right here. Also from Image, Exorcisters number 3, right there. This is the book I'm looking forward to reading the most right now. This is Freedom Fighters number 1. Right there, that was cover A. I'll show you cover B in a second. Spawn 300 is coming up real soon, and there is a lot of talk about some new characters coming out before 300 hits. I know 300 is going to be a very heavily purchased book, and it's going to be ordered a ton. So I think the books leading up to 300 are going to be the ones to grab. This was $2.92. This was the Virgin variant cover. That's a great looking cover. They also had a black and white, but I was unable to get that one. So here's the Virgin variant of that, $2.92. Batman 64 from Nightmare Storyline Part 1. Of course, Night with a K. Like that. Pretty nice looking cover right there. If I'm not mistaken, this is book number 32? 34. Book number 34. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm not reading the storyline, but I did like that cover, so I bought this. This is a cover purchase right here. Nice looking cover. From Image, Cold Spots number 5. I'm enjoying that storyline. Also from Image, see a pattern here, some good stories coming out from Image. Really wicked cover on this too, and the story's really nice. This is Gideon Falls number 9. Love that cover with the priest and the demon. Harley Quinn 56. That's cover A. Scotty Young came out with Middle West a couple of weeks ago. This is number 2, Scotty Young and George Corona. Middle West number 2. Enjoyed the first one, anxious to see the next one. From Marvel, Seasons Beatings number 1. Got a little Stan Lee bar up there for, you know, his memoriam. I wasn't wild about that. Most of the books from Marvel this week had that, and they came with a lot of $3.99, $4.99 price points. The $3.99 is pretty much status quo for Marvel, so I didn't mind that. But the $4.99s on some of these books, again, there's not a whole lot of substance in these books. They're not thicker books. They're regular comics, and I think that's pretty much just a cash grab. But Marvel has been showing that the last couple of years, so it didn't surprise me. But I hope they don't milk the fact that Stan Lee died and just try to draw every penny out of it and saturate the market with Stan Lee stuff. You know, Stan Lee had his moment. He was one of the major reasons Marvel had so much success, especially in the 60s through the 70s. But you know what? Let the man lie right now. I didn't agree with a lot of things that, you know, Stan Lee was doing towards the end. I don't think he gave credit to a lot of the artists that helped him get to the status that he was. But again, can't take away what he did. Just, you know what, he's gone, let's move on, and remember the man for what he brought to the comic book community, and not try to keep draining, you know, squeezing blood out of a turnip that's pretty much dried up now. Same thing with the Stan Lee, Black Panther Deadpool number 3. There's that nice cover there. Another real nice cover, Domino number 9. Batman 61 B cover. Harley Quinn 56. And 2 of my runnings for cover of the week. I'm going to start doing that. Someone liked that, so I'm just going to do the cover of the week in my opinion. You know, just a little added touch to the, you know, video here. First one, Freedom Fighters #1, the Uncle Sam cover. And I love this cover. It's a beautiful, beautiful cover. Uncle Sam looking like he's ready to do some damage to any country that wants to step up. So beautiful cover on that. Really like that cover. But my choice for cover of the week was Zombie Tramp 55. Here it is, holding the head. I just like the way he drew the face on her, the way it looks. Of course, it falls under the genre that I love, which is the horror genre. So this was my choice for cover of the week. And of course, Catwoman 6 was a beautiful cover with the Christmas ornament. And the Uncle Sam cover for Freedom Fighters #1 is another really good cover. And I think this storyline, it's a miniseries, 12 parts. I think it's going to sell pretty well. There were still some on the shelf at my shop when I went to pick them up, and which was surprising because I think that's going to be a really, really good storyline. So those are the books I picked up this week. And then I have a comment. Viewer asked me why I concentrate on trying to bring higher grade books, especially vintage books in, instead of just buying in bulk and just putting any type of 12-cent, 10-cent cover, 20-cent cover, whatever, in the shop. And here's my answer to that. And I'd like to get your feedback on that, on this question right here. So shops open up and they have the new Diamond account, which you need if you are going to have a storefront and you're trying to grab business from other parts of you know, town or whatever city you live in. And my thing is, everybody, and I've said this before in past videos, every shop needs a niche. You need to find out what your spot is in the local community, in your city. If you're going to do comic books or any business for that matter, what is going to be your draw? What is going to separate you from the rest of the pack? Everybody trying to get the comic book dollar. So when I did this, like I've stated before in past videos, my niche was I wanted to find high grade condition books that are going to grade out really, really high, vintage books, and I'll look for those books. And if I have to buy a collection that has beat up books, then I'll just throw them in dollar boxes. But I don't want to do that. I wanted to separate myself from the crowd, and I built up a pretty good reputation for having some of the highest graded books and quality books that were available for purchase in Las Vegas. Of course, everybody's going to have some. I might not have as many vintage books as some, but I have a whole lot more than a lot of the shops, especially my condition separates me from that post. Now, the last few shops that have opened up here locally, and I talked about the new one that opened up by my house, they have a very small selection of vintage books, and the books that they have, and again, I'm in no way knocking their business because, you know, anybody that can open up a comic book shop and give us more options in this city is very welcome by me. But I have a thing about vintage books. If you have pop staples on the vintage books, and unless it's a super high key or a golden age book, I really don't want to see those in a case. I don't want to see an $8 book in the case. I don't want to see water damaged books or moisture damaged books sitting in the case as your big high grade books. That's just me personally. It's a little rant. Again, I'm not knocking anybody who does that. It's just there's nothing there for me to come back to. I can buy pops anywhere. I can buy toys anywhere. When you open up a comic book shop, I am looking for comic books. I'm looking for books that I might like to invest in, pay cash for, pay your price for, to add to my collection or to add to my inventory for when I reopen my shop. But again, I'm very picky about what I buy. I'm not going to buy a 4.0, 3.5, 5.0 in just a random, you know, a random storyline that's just going to be a filler. If I'm going to buy filler books, especially in the 15-cent and up area, I need higher grade to put in those boxes because that is what my reputation is based off of, and that's what people have come to expect from me. Accurate grading and high grade books. Now, you know, I do the best I can to keep that going. I have been in the process of purchasing more items for my inventory for when I do reopen my space, and I'm excited about that. But again, that's just what I am. I want to know what you, the consumer, is. When you walk into a comic book shop, I'm not talking about toys, I'm not talking about t-shirts, because every comic book shop sells stuff like that. Comic books, what are you looking for? Does it irritate you if a person, all they have is beat up, lower grade copies of comics? Because in my opinion, unless you have, you know, a lot of other things to draw from, again, there's a lot of people who sell pops, there's a lot of people who sell toys. What separates your comic book inventory from the rest of the community or the rest of the shops in your town that's going to make people spend their money with you and not with another one? Now, I'm very loyal to my comic book shop. I very seldom buy books from other people. I'll go to shows and look for things. But you know what? I will always give a new shop an opportunity to see what their inventory is and see if there's anything that I want. And there just was nothing there that excited me. So again, I want to throw this out to you. This is kind of a rant and a kind of a ramble. And please, in no way am I bad-mouthing anybody. I'm not trying to say that their business model is not going to work. I hope it does. My view on that is if we had 100 comic book shops in this town, I'd be happy because it gives me 100 locations to look for things. And ultimately, I will find what I'm looking for. So please don't, say, oh, you're just bad-mouthing people. I'm not doing that. Again, I have a business model. Everybody has a different business model. But I want to hear from you, the viewers who watch these videos, what you think when you walk into a new shop. What is it that you're looking for? What's on the top of your head, and what disappoints you and what excites you? So that's pretty much it. Again, it's going to be a small week for comic books next week, so I don't know if I'm even going to do a comic book video, but I am going to do a video. So you have the opportunity now to tell me in the comments what you would like to see me do my video on next week, because looking at the list, there was maybe only one book that I was interested in. Do you want a movie video? Do you want a movie video? You want a vintage video? Just let me know. So I look forward to seeing what your requests are, because it's going to be your request on the next topic of the video, so of next week's video. So hope you liked the video. But as always, if you didn't, nothing I can do for you. Have a great weekend. Have a very happy holiday with your family and a Merry Christmas. And I'll look forward to those comments about the next week's video.